What is going on, Hive Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about 3 things I wish I would have known before I started intermittent fasting. Stay tuned. So why am I saying that these are 3 things that I wish I would have known? Well, I'm a really efficient person, and I try to be as efficient as possible at all times. But of course, you live, you learn, you grow, you understand certain things that happen in life, and then you adjust. And then you become much more efficient and much more efficient and much more efficient as you move forward. And with these 3 things, maybe it'll help you just skip right over that and evolve that much quicker into your journey with intermittent fasting. Or if you haven't started and you don't know how to kickstart this or whatever, maybe these 3 things that I wish I would have known will help you make your decision into intermittent fasting. Let's go. First thing is the skepticism of absolutely every single person in your circle. I'm talking moms, dad, cousins, friends, sister, brother, aunts, uncles, best friends, friends of friends, dogs, neighbors, birds, cats. Every single person that you are going to encounter will look at you with those weird eyes and tell you, "Isn't that unhealthy?" Which you'll reply, I don't think so. I've been doing some research on it. It seems to be pretty legit. I'm gonna try it. In which they'll reply, "But I think you can die doing this, I think." In which you'll reply, "I hope not." But as you keep going and then a year passes and 2 years pass and 3 years pass, you realize you're still alive and kicking and you feel absolutely great. Yes, understanding that people will completely neglect this whole process from the beginning until, of course, the results are shown, then you will be much better off than getting that blunt hit of your family and friends and everyone telling you, "Hey, how is this healthy again? Why don't you just eat right now?" You'll be much more mentally prepared if you are already aware that that is a possibility, that your family will react in that way, because intermittent fasting is not mainstream yet and it isn't popular, and there's still a stigma when it comes to fasting. So if you understand that, then you'll be much better off with that mindset. But one cool thing you could do to avoid all of that is to not tell them that you're doing intermittent fasting, and make sure that all your fasting times are very hidden and secretive and all that stuff, and your eating times are very open and they notice that you're eating and they see you eating. You're basically eating during the times that they have a visual lock on you, and that might help you out. And then when you lose all the weight, then you come back to them and say, "I did it with intermittent fasting. Let me show you." Number two thing that I wish I would have known before I started is how much my perception of food and my actual chemical reaction and lust for food was going to be significantly altered. I did not know that by day 2 I was already going to feel or have sensations to food that I didn't have before. And I'm talking about in a positive way for me, in a negative way for food, because I started detaching myself little by little. After day 2, I was like, wait a second, I'm not craving specific foods like I did before. Why is that? It's the chemical reaction of you releasing yourself from constantly eating that just starts to create this feeling that you don't need to eat, but you can if you want to. It's a weird feeling, but it's I welcome it. If I known that would have happened from the start, I would have done intermittent fasting a long time ago. So I hope you guys know, anyone who's skeptical out there or who feels weird, you're gonna have those sensations where you might feel tired, you might feel lightheaded, you might get a little dizzy or feel very hungry, but you'll start to notice day 2 is easier not to eat from day 1, day 3 is easier not to eat from day 2, and then during those times you're gonna start to see like, hey, these are foods that I really don't even care for that much. I don't care to eat that or that, and I kind of used to love that over there. I'll eat it if I want, but I don't need it. You'll start to realize that you have more power and more control over what you eat, when you eat, and how much you eat. That is the beauty of intermittent fasting. It not only resets your body, but it resets your mind. And strolling along to number 3 is the strength. The strength that you actually have, because all of my personal records were done on 24, 30, 48-hour fasts. All of my personal records were done on those fasting times in the gym. So that to me speaks so loudly. It's like it's exploding to me, because it's incredible for me to know that before I thought you had to have food in your system before you even step into the gym. If you don't have food in your system, you might as well go back home, because you have zero power, zero strength, zero energy to do anything in that gym. But literally after the first week, I could not believe how much energy I had in my body. I felt like I could be at the gym for 2 hours if I wanted to, even though I only do about 45 minutes, but I felt like I could have done 2 hours if I wanted to. I never had to leave the gym. I could have stayed there lifting weights, doing cardio. And this is because of that fight or flight kicking in. But before you get in there, that's a fear that you have. Before you start intermittent fasting, one of the biggest fears that you have is, am I going to be able to go to the gym and do this? And yes, your first day may be horrible. Your second day may be equally as bad as the first. Your third day may be as bad as those first 2 days. But then it starts to happen. Your body starts to do that switch over and starts to accept the fact that you are living this type of lifestyle. And definitely within a week, it starts to get much easier. And within 2 weeks, that's basically all she wrote. I think by 2 weeks, you should be already adjusted to the fact that you're fasting. And when you start lifting weights higher than you've ever lifted before, that's when you're really going to decide that you're 100% in this thing till the end, when you realize that those things can happen. Intermittent fasting is great, and hopefully if anyone is on the fence with intermittent fasting, or in their first few days and they just feel like this is impossible, hopefully knowing those 3 things may make it much easier for you to push through to get to that first week, and push through to get into that second week, and then continue that rhythm forever. Intermittent fasting is a beautiful thing, and I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it, and as much as all the IF warriors and fellow IF warriors here in this community enjoy it, because it is beautiful and it is very beneficial for you for weight loss and for strength and for weight loss, for focus, for energy, and just for controlling yourself, for controlling your mind when it comes to food, and being smarter with your food and being smarter with your food choices, because you're more clear head. You don't have this raging appetite for foods that aren't good for you. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you have any other questions to any other videos that I had in the past, I have one here, and my subscribe button will be down here, and my jump rope will be right here. You can click that. You can buy $16.50. Perfect jump rope. And I will see you on Monday for the vlog, which is tomorrow. Peace.